All right, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to this special joint meeting between Kharadi Toastmasters and Delhi Toastmasters. So it's the meeting number 132 for Kharadi Toastmasters, and it's meeting 268 for the Delhi Toastmasters, right? So it's really wonderful to be here. And so just before starting, let's probably go ahead with the club mission, right? So over here, we provide a supportive and a positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication skills and leadership skills, resulting in a greater self-confidence and personal growth, right? So before getting into it, probably you can talk about quick rules over here, right? So it's great if you can switch off the phones. So it'll be really so that we don't get distracted, and please clap whenever you can. So the virtual option is right there, right? So, and before speaking, so you can go ahead and check your audio and video connections, and please stay muted, so that you're not distracting some other speaker whoever is speaking. And one other thing would be like, please refrain from speaking about sex, politics, and religion, right? So, and whenever you get a chance to speak, a better way to greet someone would be good afternoon, Mr. or Mrs. Mr. or Madam President, Toastmaster of the day, and fellow Toastmasters and guest would be the right order, right? So that will be great. And quickly, I'm going to check if there are few guests who have joined us for today. So if there are few guests, it'll be great if you can just introduce your name, and probably you can just okay, I guess everyone is a Toastmaster. All right, so probably we're going to skip the part, and I'm just going to directly hand it over to the presiding officer for today. It's Lipika, right? So thanks a lot and have a great day. Over to you.
Thank you, Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Harish. A very warm welcome on a Saturday afternoon to all the Toastmasters here. So luckily we do not have, we do not have any guests. So I will not give you much details brief about Toastmasters. But once again, welcome to our joint meeting of 268th of Toastmasters Delhi and Kharadi Toastmasters Club 132 chapter meeting. Yeah. So looking forward for this wonderful joint meeting that we have today. So we have all the role players from these two clubs and also from outside club that have come up and taken up roles today in this meeting. So what special do we have in this joint meeting? So it's not a regular meeting, but we have an evaluation marathon. And what's there in the evaluation marathon, I will not take time on that because we have our Toastmaster of the day who is going to take you through the whole meeting agenda, what we are going to do in this evaluation marathon, and you yourself would see about it. So with that, I will hand it over the stage to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Yogesh, who is an AVP in City, who loves reading mythological books, traveling, and reading. So with that, to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Yogesh. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Lipika. Good afternoon, everyone. I know you must be charged enough because now we are going to see, or we are going to witness the challenging feature of evaluation. And as Toastmaster Lipika has rightly mentioned, it's an evaluation marathon. Okay, so let me take a pause and try to take some comments from you guys. What do you mean by evaluation? Anyone?
To provide value, to motivate and elevate a speaker.
Exactly. Anyone else who want to try?
Giving the feedback.
Yes, of course. Giving the feedback.
Sharing the insights that the speaker himself or herself may not be able to identify.
Exactly. So all of you are absolutely right. And why we need that?
For improvement.
Exactly. So the purpose of joining Toastmaster Club is exactly what we are trying to do today. We are going to get assessment of our speakers and make them a wonderful speakers or a successful person in their personal life or their career. So that's what evaluation is. Evaluation is not pointing out someone's defeat or defects or someone's drawbacks. It's providing a constructive feedback so that the speaker can take positively and improve himself or herself to take her or him to the next level. Okay, so with that certain amount of evaluations which had happened in history, I am going to just knock off the door and give you some of the insights that what happens when evaluation is done right. So who else sorry who knows about mythological story of Ramayana? I don't think we will have many of them who don't know about it. Do you remember one character in that entire series, which is personally that's my favorite, Bajrangbali? When he was very small, a young boy, just a newborn baby, he saw the sun. And what he evaluated sun as a fruit. And we all know what was the consequences of that. But that also given Bajrangbali a power to change his size to whatever it can be, fly with the speed of light, and also understand the gimmicks of multiple roles which are played by different demons. So evaluation is something which always gives us a power to move ahead, proceed further, and take that new challenge in our life so that we can continuously be in the path of growth. With that, I think I have spoken enough, but we are also going to have wonderful evaluators who are going to talk about the speakers. We have 2 stalwart speakers who are going to speak today, and there will be 6 evaluators. So isn't it enough to understand that how well we can evaluate or how we can take this charge ahead? So I think I have charged enough to everyone. Are you agree or not? Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So we are going to take it ahead, and I'm going to hand over to Toastmaster Rohan to introduce our tag team. Over to you, Toastmaster Rohan.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Yogesh, and good afternoon to everyone. I am the general evaluator for today's meeting, which means that together with the speech evaluators and the auxiliary role players, we'll be evaluating the quality of the meeting on the whole and provide feedback for growth and improvement. So with that, I'd now like to call on the timer for today's meeting to introduce his role. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Venkat on the virtual stage.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yeah, thank you, Rohan, Toastmaster Rohan. Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Yogesh. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. My role as the timer for today's meeting is to keep track of time for all the speakers to ensure that everyone speaks within their allotted time slot. Allotted time slot for the prepared speeches is 5 to 7 minutes, and for evaluation speeches 2 to 3 minutes, and for table topics is 1 to 2 minutes. The speakers will also have a grace time of 30 seconds for wrap up their speeches. I'll be sharing my screen during the sessions. I'll show the green card when speaker hits the qualifying time, and I will show the red card when speakers reaches the maximum time slot allotted. So I'll record the time taken by the speakers, and I'll give the report when called upon by the Toastmaster of the day. Thank you. Over to you, Rohan.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Venkat. I'd now like to call on our counter for today's meeting, Toastmaster Zakaria, to explain his role a bit of our counter. Toastmaster Zakaria.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rohan. Coming to my role, I am the counter for the day. Filler words and crutches cause interruptions in the speech, which further distracts the attention of the audience. As a result, they reduce the impact of the speech. My role is to make notes of the filler words and pauses used by the speakers and role players. Filler words are like, you know, so, I mean, well, etc. In addition, unintentional sounds like ahs and ums and long pauses will also be noted. I will submit my report during the general evaluation. If you ask me for my 2 cents on this, I would say like this is a problem that I also struggle with. It happens because I also did a bit of research to find how why we tend to use filler words. It is because when we think faster than we speak. So it's always good to take pauses. Instead of using long pauses, you can take strategic pauses. So that is probably a good way to identify your usage of filler words, and instead of that, maybe use pauses to have a better impact when you're speaking. Thank you. That's about it. All the best to all the speakers. Over to you, Toastmaster Rohan.
Thank you, Toastmaster Zakaria, for that wonderful tip and explanation of the role. I'd now like to call on the grammarian for today's meeting. It's Toastmaster Sheena. Toastmaster Sheena, over to you.
Very good afternoon to Madam President, Toastmaster of the day, and my fellow Toastmasters. As I'm your grammarian for today, and my role would be to introduce the word of the day and idiom of the day, and I'll be monitoring the usage of these words, and will be checking any grammar mistakes or inconsistency, and I'll also request everyone to appreciate the Toastmasters who are using the word of the day by giving a virtual thumbs up, and I'll encourage everyone to use it for the day. And I'll be giving my report when called upon. Over to Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sheena, for a wonderful explanation of the role. Finally, we have the active listener for today, Toastmaster Lipika, who will be listening throughout the meeting and testing your skills. So Toastmaster Lipika, over to you.
Thank you, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Rohan. So I'm playing the role of active listener today. So what basically I'll be doing is check on how actively you are attending the meeting, how actively you are listening to each and everyone who is playing their roles today. So on that, I will have a quiz at the end asking few of the questions based on our today's meeting. And let's see how everyone does at the end. So over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Lipika. So that was the team of auxiliary role players for today's meeting, and we'll be back at the end of the meeting to present our reports to all of you. With that, I wish everyone a very happy evaluation marathon, and over to you, Toastmaster Yogesh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rohan. Wonderful. So we already have started doing commendable jobs by starting with the high spirit. Now we have to understand how exemplary we present each other in terms of our evaluation and in terms of our speeches. So next series in this Toastmasters session is about the speakers. Like we have 2 speakers today, and they are going to have their speech, and there will be 6 evaluators who are going to evaluate the speech. Before that, just another incident. So when I was a kid, I was going to school. Of course, everybody has gone to the school. And then my teacher asked me one simple mathematical question. Yogesh, I give you 2 mangoes, and then I give you another 2 mangoes. How many mangoes you will have? I said 5. Teacher was like, okay, I think Yogesh doesn't understood the question correctly. So she asked me again, Yogesh, I give you 2 mangoes, and then again I give you 2 mangoes, 2 mangoes. So how many mangoes you have? I said 5. Teacher was furious on me. Why? What is the problem? She knows that I like banana, so she replaced the mangoes with banana and said, Yogesh, now I give you 2 bananas, and then I give you another 2 bananas. So how many bananas you will have? I said 4. And she was like feeling victorious. Oh my God, he understood the mathematics. Then just to cross check, she turned back to the previous thing and she asked about mangoes again. So she said, Yogesh, I give you now 2 mangoes and then 2 mangoes. How many mangoes you will have? I said 5. She was furious. And she was, why? What the hell you are talking about? You are giving right answer when I asked you about bananas. Why don't you give me the right answer when I ask you about mangoes? Then I politely said, respected teacher, I already have 1 banana with me. Sorry, 1 mango with me, and that's how it is 5 mangoes with me. So, dear evaluators, don't assume anything. While you are evaluating, please evaluate without any bias. That was the message I would like to convey to you. There might be some situation background which you are not aware of about the speaker or the content of speech. So, be neutral while you are evaluating and try to do your job best. Okay? So, with that, I'm going to introduce our first speaker. So today, our first speaker sorry, I'm not going to introduce. The speaker is going to be introduced by our evaluators. So first, I would like to invite Toastmaster Vinod. Toastmaster Vinod is going to one of the evaluator for Toastmaster Heshma. So I request Toastmaster Vinod to please introduce Toastmaster Heshma and let us know about her speech details. Over to you, Toastmaster Vinod.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes.
Give me a minute. So we will be evaluating. Can you go on mute, please? Yeah, thank you. Thanks, Yogesh. Thank you. Today we will be evaluating Toastmaster Heshma. The speech title is "Life is Not a Race." It's from the Pathway Team Collaboration, and she will be conducting the project 1, part 2, and it's a second speech. The purpose of this project is for the members to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback, and apply the feedback to the speech. And the purpose is for the member to demonstrate that he or she has applied the feedback received from his or her prior features. So Toastmaster Heshma, title of the speech is "Life is Not a Race." Life is not a race. Toastmaster Heshma.
Just before you start your speech, Toastmaster Heshma, I request you to please check your video and audio connection.
Am I audible? Am I visible?
I can hear you, but I think you need to be pinned.
I have to, I guess, get spotlighted because I guess you are spotlighted. Yeah, now I think I'm spotlighted. Right?
Go ahead.
Okay. Let's do this before someone else does it. My college friend told me this. I wondered what was the importance topping in an exam, that too a maths exam. She said, let's top in the exam. I wondered why was she saying this? Does any of you all know why? Can you all raise your hands up or just nod or say something?
It's FOMO. Fear of missing out.
Okay, great. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guest. This story is about life, how we take life ahead. Starting from my school days, where our teachers said whoever got the highest marks would be awarded as the topper of the term or topper of the year. I kept always wondering, what difference does it make? As long as I'm going to school, studying and learning, that is what really matters. It's not only about being the topper of the year or topper of the particular batch. But later I realized this. As I grew up, going on to my college days, I realized that being the topper makes you everything. It in fact takes you on cloud 9. After all, there is a silver lining to every cloud. So I believe that being the topper of a particular term or batch, or even if it's in your office, that made a difference. It was in my college days also. where my friends would get more marks than me. And of course, it would affect me because it is this society which brings us to this conclusion. Going back again to my school days, my friend never told me that it is because you need to be known in front of everyone and all. But as I went ahead during our science projects, where the teachers would come to every classroom and mark us as per particular criteria based on our visual presentation and our verbal presentations. So this made me realize that I really wanted to win that science award. And this made us work hard. So it was basically, as I grew up, I understood this was like a kind of motivational factor, that if you're able to perform better and if you're able to get more marks or more scores, you're able to push yourself to the next level. So this is what made me realize, maybe I may not win this science project, but next time surely it would make me motivated to take my project to the next level. So this is what I learned and realized during my school days, and the realization and analysis came to fact during my college days, because I kept wondering, what does it does not make a difference, right? Whether I score a 50% and someone scores a 95%. What if a 50% percentile person gets placed in an MNC company, and a 95 percentile person may be placed in a startup? And this is the reality. This is the fact, right, fellow Toastmasters? And I'm sure many of us are working professionals out here and we know it, how it works. It is not based on the awards, the scores, the marks. They are just numbers. Maybe you may do a commendable or an exemplary kind of task, but it does not really matter, because those are numbers. Those are just, it's just a piece of paper where you'll just get a certificate. But what matters is the learning, after all. So as I went through my college days, I started analyzing this personally and started wondering, like, many times people say, okay, you need to be the topper of the year, topper of the term and all, but it made me realize that there is something what I want to do for my satisfaction. Am I really happy doing it, going ahead, being the topper and not getting placed in any company? It does not make any sense, right, fellow Toastmasters? So I was one of them, actually. I followed the crowd, as you know how we are. If we find someone going in one direction, so we'll obviously follow that person. So I was a part of it. I would say, I can say I'm a victim of it, basically, where I follow the crowd. So I went on, and then I realized during my office time, during my professional journey, that yes, it is good to be a performer. But remember one thing, we need to understand what we want to do, because life is not a race. Many a times we always get confused. Okay, this one is going ahead, why not we also go ahead? It does not matter. If there is no learning, it does not make any sense going ahead. It's not about the numbers, it's not about gaining achievements and all. It's about your learning. There could be many people who may complete paths, 5-6 paths, and in a month they may complete about around 5 paths or something. It does not make any sense. If there is no learning, it does not make any sense, right? So there's a strong message to all of you. Life is not a race, it's not a competition. Take your own cool time and complete and accomplish your tasks, because I feel that is more important. After all, you need to be satisfied in your life in order for you to self-improve and self-develop. What do you think so, fellow Toastmasters? Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Wonderful, Toastmaster Heshma. So I request everyone to take 30 seconds and give your valuable feedback to Toastmaster Heshma, so that she can learn from all. And do as I do. Thank you. You might notice that there is a background noise going. There is Satyanarayan Puja is going to happen in my society's clubhouse, and they are trying to invite people by this loud sound. So I'm really sorry about that background noise. But with that, we can move to our next speaker.
You are on mute, TM Yogesh.
Oh, sorry. Thank you. So to introduce our next speaker, I would like to call upon stage her first evaluator, Kamal Malik. So Toastmaster Kamal, I request you to please introduce us with the target speaker, Isha Khanna.
Thank you so much, TMOD. So the speaker is going to deliver his speech, part 3, level 1, under the path name of motivational strategies. And the title of the speech is Boundaries Are Essential. Speaker, note down that the time is allotted to 5 to 7 minutes. And best of luck to the speaker.
Thank you.
Back to you.
Yes, Toastmaster Isha, I would like to request you, please check your audio and video. Your audio is fine. Please check your video as well. If we can highlight Toastmaster Isha.
Am I visible?
Yes, you are. Yes. So all the very best, Toastmaster Isha.
Thank you, TM Yogesh. Jenny and Thomas were husband and wife. They were having a discussion about the budget spent on clothes in front of Jenny's mother, who was visiting them for a couple of days. After the discussion got over, Jenny's mother, you guys are always fighting. I don't know why you guys can't stop fighting. Jenny, what? We were not fighting. We were just sharing our opinion with respect to budget on clothes. Whatever. I have never seen you talking nicely to each other. Mom, we were not fighting. Whatever, but he was wrong. Why are you not supposed to spend money on trendy clothes? What are you earning for? After this discussion, what do you think could be the possible outcome? Do you see any breach of boundary over here? Just raise your hands if you can see that. Yes, Toastmasters, do you see any breach of boundary in this conversation? So what could be the possible outcomes over here after this discussion? 1, Jenny says, yes, Mom, you are right. He never listens to me. 2nd, Jenny shares this with her husband, and now they get into an argument, including Mom. 3rd possible situation could be wherein Jenny will be telling her mom excuses, will be explaining to her mom that why this was not a fight. No, Mom, it was not like that. And she kept on explaining till the time she gets validation from her mom. The 4th possible outcome can be, Mom, I respect what you said. I really appreciate your concern. However, I do not allow anyone to say anything for my relationship. I never allow my husband to talk when it's between you and me. So I don't allow you to interfere when it's about me and my husband. So please stay out of it. According to Inc.com, mentally strong people are really good at setting boundaries. because these healthy boundaries help them to take care of self. Why do we need? Good afternoon, Toastmasters, Madam and Mr. President, and fellow Toastmasters. And I guess we don't have any guest over here. So thank you for listening to me. Now, why do we need boundaries? We need boundaries to care for ourselves. We need boundaries to give ourselves that personal space that we need on a day-to-day basis. We have been working so hard, day in and day out, doing various chores that we can do, and giving ourselves that permission to say no and to use the word stop whenever it's required. So let's discuss what are boundary violations. Emotional boundaries. You are having an argument with someone and the other person starts calling you by names, by bad names. Emotional boundary breach. Physical boundary. You are with a group of friends and a friend is trying to come really close to you and you are not that much comfortable. Breach of physical boundary. You have to stop. Workplace boundaries. In a meeting, an employee talking down to you. It's a breach of workplace boundary. Work from home boundaries. We are working from home and that's really difficult, especially when the kids are around. You have made all the arrangements for the kids. You know that your kids know that they are going to be there with the caretaker and the food is ready. Everything is there in place. But every now and then they come and pounce on your door. Mama, I need this. Mama, I need this. Breach of work from home boundaries, parenting boundary. Material boundaries. You are willing to share your book or crockery with your friend. But when they return it, that's not in the proper shape and the way you have given it. Social media boundaries. Recently, a gentleman asked me on my professional social media account, hi, after having certain discussion, very normal discussion, he asked me, are you married? I said, why would you like to know that? And he said, I am single, so I want to know that. I said, okay. And I didn't answer anything. He again asked, so are you married? I said, no, I don't want to answer this question because I don't think so. It has anything to do with my caliber as a trainer, speaker, and coach. So boundaries, these two books, Where to Draw the Line by Anne Catherine and Boundaries, Where You End and I Begin, are amazing books to read when you want to learn about how to set boundaries, healthy boundaries, and remain mentally strong and peaceful as well. Thank you everyone for listening to me.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Isha. It was really a commendable speech, and I hope all of you agree with me. There are boundaries which everyone has to respect and follow. So some of boundaries we could understood from Toastmaster Isha, and some of we already know. So respect the boundaries and follow the relations in every aspect. I would like everyone to please give your valuable feedback to Toastmaster Isha. We are going to do it in 30 seconds. So thank you everyone for your valued feedback and motivation to Toastmaster Isha. I would like to understand from our timer of the day whether both the speakers are qualified. Hello, am I audible?
Yeah.
Yes, Yogesh, I think the timer is muted.
Hello.
Yeah.
Thank you, Yogesh. Both are qualified. Heshma took 6 minutes 22 seconds. Isha took 6 minutes 50 seconds. Both are qualified.
Wonderful, wonderful. So both the speeches were very commendable, and now we should have vote for best speaker. So our Zoom master, I request everyone to please submit your vote. Has everyone voted? Our Zoom master, can you confirm?
No, only half of the people have done it, so we have half more to go.
Okay.
Just wait for 5 more seconds and then we can continue. So maybe you can continue. People are still voting.
Yep. So while you're continuing to vote, I request everyone to please do it fast so that we can move to the next session, which is also very exciting and thrilled one, wherein many of you get an opportunity to bang on from impromptu way. So before that, one more incidence of evaluation. I hope you all heard about Zen monks. This is generally found in Northeast India or Chinese, Southern Chinese and Japanese area. So these monks are Buddhism, so they follow Buddhism, but these monks are renounced persons and they live outside the home. So they have to stay outside the home and they cannot stay in one place for more than 2 days. So such a monk, a stalwart monk, and his newly initiated, what we call it as a student, both started walking from one village to another. While walking on that road, they come across a river which was flooding. And one small girl also wanted to cross that river with that monk, and she asked for it. So supposedly monks should not touch women. That's how their rule is. I am not against of it. But then this monk took her on his shoulder and then they crossed the river. He dropped that girl down and they went ahead. While they were going, the student was like restless. How can a monk can do this? We are told that we should not touch the ladies and we should not touch the girl. And my guru, I mean, how can I know whether I'm in right hand or not? And this and that. And he was totally restless. Then monk realized that this student is restless and he asked about it. Why? What happened? Why are you so restless? So the student replied, we are not supposed to touch the girl, and you take that girl on your shoulder, you made her cross the river and then you dropped her. How can you do that? Monk smiled and gave one answer. I have dropped the girl long back. You are still carrying her. So every cloud has a silver line. We have to understand the purpose behind it. And I think this story will give another motivation to understand good evaluation as well. These examples will help us doing a good evaluation. And next, we are going to have our table topics. Anybody who is not aware of table topics? Anyone? I don't expect any answer, honestly. So table topic is an exciting session in which you are going to talk impromptu. So we are going to ask, table topic master is going to ask you about to speak, and you have to speak impromptu and give a speech about 1 or 2 minutes. And that's exciting, okay? So I hope you will enjoy it. So without taking further ado, I would like to request Toastmaster Umar to please carry ahead the table topics of this session. Toastmaster Umar, over to you.
Oh, wonderful Toastmaster that day, and thanks for the introduction. And let's start our table topic session, prepared speeches to unprepared speeches. And this is all about thinking on your feet, off your cuff, different things you say about it. But these are the normal conversations that you have in our life. We don't be prepared for it, no? We have to give it on the spot. So timing is 1 to 2 minutes. So 1 minute is green, 1.5 minutes is yellow, and 2 minutes is red. 30 seconds to wrap up the speech. So let's begin. So today's theme is proverbs for table topics, but in a different way. And let's start with Gopal, the man with the interesting mustache.
Thank you.
Gopal, your topic is why does an empty vessel make more noise? Why does an empty vessel make more noise? Gopal.
Thank you, Toastmaster Umar. Why does an empty vessel make more noise? Yes, in our life, we do lots of things. Even in our professional life, we do lots of our things, lots of new things, lots of work, lots of pressure. But there are people who do nothing but makes lots of noise. What is that? That is actually example of this. Empty vessel makes lots of noise. There are people who wants to do nothing, but they want everything to be in favor of that, in favor of them. But in real life, it doesn't happen. In professional life, like in any of the corporate, we do not expect that anyone who is doing nothing will get something better, like promotion or the good hike. There are people who expect this, but this is not the right way of doing things in professional life or even in personal life. We do not expect that we are doing nothing and we should get something better. So it's a part of life, because we will meet so many such people that who will doing nothing, but they would be liking so many things, or they would be demanding so many things. But empty vessel makes a lots of noise. Actually, they are doing nothing. Thank you, and over to you.
Interesting take, Gopal, and wonderful. And next we have Lavina. Lavina, are you there?
Yes, hi, good afternoon, Omar.
Lavina, you want an easy topic or a hard one?
Easy and hard are relative, so I would know what to select.
Okay, your topic is a journey of 1,000 miles is usually made by a plane. A journey of 1,000 miles is usually made by a plane. Lavina, over to you.
A journey of 1,000 miles is usually made by a plane. The tricky part here is that I've not heard of this proverb before, so I will try to speak taking the literal meaning of the sentence. A journey of 1,000 miles, we can take that to connote a great distance, is usually covered by doing things out of the box. For example, inventing the plane, going on to a plane, and successfully completing that journey. Another way to look at it is that if we keep on doing things in a similar manner throughout life, if we keep on taking one step in front of the other without making any giant leaps, we will not really be able to grow into a better version of ourselves or evolve into our full potential. Now, what do these giant leaps mean? Or what does a plane signify if we were to talk about our lives as human? It can be education. It can be having an open mind, having intelligent conversations, attending Toastmasters meetings every Saturday with Toastmasters Club of Delhi and other Toastmasters clubs, of course. Basically, look at every opportunity and catch hold of every opportunity to grow into a better self. Thank you.
Wonderful, Lavina. You took a twist on it, improvised it. You did not know about the proverb, but you still spoke on it. That is the main able to speak on the topic, even if you know that much, not that much about it. So that increases your confidence. Let's move on to Manish. Is there? Manish.
Yes, please.
Manish, are you there?
Yes, please.
Okay, so Manish, your topic is good things come to those who wait. How would you explain this to a bachelor? Good thing comes to those who wait. How can you explain this to a bachelor? I'll put it in the chat also.
How can I explain this to bachelor?
Yes.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good things comes to those who wait, and especially to the bachelor. A bachelor needs a patience. He should not be in a hurry. He should not have impulsive nature. He should take his own sweet time and think what is good for him, what is bad for him. Because bachelor has to do marriage. Marriage with a person, lady, who is compatible to him. So for that, he must spend some time. That's more important. If he do in a hurry, maybe that can be a disaster. But if he takes his own sweet time, watch everything minutely, he will have a good life. I heard the story of Akshay Kamal, his wife, an actor. She inquired each and everything, even she inquired over her genetics also. What was the age? And everything about his ancestor also. I was shocked. What was that she needs? So for that, you have to work on that thing. So that is not an easy task. It's a Herculean task when you have to inquire minutely each and everything about the opposite sex. The reason is you have to live your entire life with that person. You buy a small mobile which costs 20,000 rupees. You inquire from 10 shops. You see the review in the YouTube, and then you buy. But when the person with you have to marry or you have to live a bachelor, that person must inquire everything, because that person has to live till his last breath. Then only he can have a good life. Over to the Toastmaster, please.
Wonderful. Good thoughts, Manish. And next we have Nupur. Nupur, are you there?
Yes, Toastmaster, I'm here.
Yes, you want an easy one or a hard one?
As Lavina mentioned,
whatever
that's
you like.
subjective.
That is subjective.
Bring it on. I'll take whatever you throw my way.
Okay, so your topic is what makes the grass on the other side greener? What makes the grass on the other side greener?
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mo, for giving me the topic. What makes the grass on the other side greener? Comparison, competitiveness is something which is ingrained in human beings since birth. We like to fight rather than flight. And that fighting spirit that we have as human beings in us always makes us want to achieve more. Now, though we know that that might sometimes be a good quality, it also might impact us in the long run. We always feel that what in that competitive spirit, what the other person is doing or what the other family is doing might be better than us. We are always looking at going on the other side of the fence, on the greener side of the posture, and looking at the greener grass. This is something that we need to evaluate within ourselves. What is it that we should be fighting for, and what is it that we should let go of? We need to understand and we need to draw a line within our mind that this is a boundary to be set where we should relax, we should celebrate what we already have, and not strive to go on the other side of the fence. So yes, the grass might be greener on the other side, but look at what we have, because every cloud has a silver lining. Look at that lining within what you have. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Farooq.
Interesting thought process on the topic. Well done. And next we have Isha nominated herself. Isha, are you there?
Yes.
Isha, your topic is, okay, if there is a will, I want to be on it. If there is a will, I want to be on it. Isha.
If very interesting. If there is a will, I want to be on it. I wish I get that will soon. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and Madam President, Mr. President and Madam President. If there is a will, I want to be on it. Certainly, who would not like free money? If I get that will and that free money, I would fulfill all my dreams. I would do all the courses that are lined up that can make me a better speaker and coach. I would spend it in the most wise way. I would travel to beautiful places in the world. I would travel to all the Buddhist monasteries that I want to see across the world. If there's a will, I want to be on it, means that doesn't mean that I only want free money and not do anything about it, because I also know that if I don't preserve it in a proper way, if I don't utilize it in a proper way, then I will not be able to use it for a long time. So I will make sure that in what ways I can generate more money from whatever I have got. And if I have got this will, then I think God has a bigger plan for me. So I will make sure in all possible ways, how can I utilize that will in the proper way for the development of my country and to make me as a better speaker, coach, and trainer. Thank you.
Wonderful, Isha. Interesting take on the topic. And next we have Roshan. Is there Roshan? Are you there? Guest Roshan? Roshan is not. Hilda, you want to try a topic?
Yes.
Your voice is not clear.
Thank you. But my video.
Even your audio is not.
I can try it, but my video can't be on.
But your audio is not there also.
It's not good. The network is not good.
Okay, now we can hear you. You want to try a topic?
Okay.
Okay, so your topic is, if necessity is the mother of invention, who is father? If necessity is the mother of invention, who is the father? Hilda.
If necessity is the mother of invention, who is the father? The father would definitely be the needs that we have. When we have needs, we have to go out and get provisions, work hard, get out of our comfort zone to acquire these necessities. If necessity is the mother of provisions, the father is hard work. Sitting and wishing does not make a man. You have to get out, work so that you get the necessities that you wish to get. If you want to drive a BMW, you have to work hard for it and acquire it. You have to draw a plan, you have to have a vision, you have to have goals, how to attain the necessity that you wish to have. So I would assume that the father is hard work, is drive, is vision, is getting out of the comfort zone and going out to attain what you would like to acquire in life. If necessity is the mother, the father is hard work. Over to you, Umar.
Interesting, Hilda. Okay, last topic, last but not the least. Arati Pate Patel, you want to try? Arati?
Yes, but easy one.
Easy one. I am giving today is I am in a good mood. I am giving every topic easy. So Arati, you want to open the video or you want to do it on voice?
I won't have a good network, so it will be. I will put my camera off.
Okay, no issues at all. So let's give you a topic. Share one incident when your actions spoke louder than your words. Share one incident when your actions spoke louder than your words. Arati, over to you.
Thank you so much, TM Omar. I am Dr. Aarti Patil. I am from medical background. In March 2021, I got infected by COVID infection. After 21 days, I was almost to recover. I joined my hospital back, and at that time in my hospital, we were on a war because patients were too much in Pune. So we were thinking to convert our hospital in dedicated care, COVID care hospital. And finally, we got the permission and we converted our hospital into a dedicated COVID care hospital. And now I was the first lady who was about to work there. I wasn't recovered yet, but still I went there. Though I was having a weakness, I worked there for 5 nights, 12 hours. I was in the PPE kit. I was sweating a lot, but at the same time, I was taking care of my patients. And as we had converted for the first time in dedicated COVID care hospital, our staff was also not much trained. So I had to train them in the hospital only. We were not getting enough oxygen, but we tried to save lives of our patients. I didn't deny my duty. I straight went in the hospital and I did my duty very well. And my management also appreciated my work. And though I was having weakness, without saying anything, I went there and I did my work very well. So this is how I can say I didn't make any excuse, and at that time my actions spoke louder than that of my words. Thank you. Over to you, TMOD.
Wonderful, Dr. Arati. You are a frontliner in the fight against COVID. Great.
Toastmaster Omar, I am sorry, this is unlike what we have, but I would still like to take this opportunity to thank Dr. Patil and everyone like her all the doctors like her who actually have fought so hard, especially during the areas where the cases were so high. So on behalf of Toastmasters of Delhi and the entire members here, we would really want to thank you, Dr. Patel. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. It's great effort, Dr. Hadi. Great fighter spirit also. So with this, I would like to end the impromptu or improvisation session, and everybody did so well. And I would like to hand over the virtual lectern back to our Toastmaster of the day. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Omar. It was really wonderful topics and wonderful speakers we have. Such a commendable speakers and exemplary exhibition of your thoughts. Still, you will hear the background noise behind me. But I would like everyone to really appreciate the fact that you have to speak impromptu and very good topics which Toastmaster Omar has given to you. So wonderful job by everyone. To Zoom Master, I would, before that, I would like to request our timer that do we have a report of our table topic speakers, whether all are qualified or not?
Hi, Toastmaster Yogesh. All are qualified.
Wonderful. So I request Zoom Master to please vote for best table topic speakers, and everyone please do vote as I do. Thank you everyone, those who have voted. Those who are still not voted, please do so that we can have a good judgment by all participants about who they think is a good table topic speaker today. And you might also have received an attendance link over the chat, so request everyone to please mark your attendance in that as well. See, with that, I would like to take ahead the session, but before that, a quick break again. So how many of you have heard about the story of Mahatma Gandhi doing Dandi March? I hope most of us are aware of it. We don't know where it started, where it ended, but we know that Dandi March is something related to Mahatma Gandhi. So when this Dandi March starts, this was for ensuring that there will be no caste system implemented anywhere in new independent India. And he really did very well in terms of making sure that he is fighting through it. But others who were criticizing it were looked at this particular thing as just an exhibition or a showcase. So even England have given a full special permission to the Viceroy of India of that time to ensure that Mahatma Gandhi is well protected. Sometimes if you have to take, this I am taking from one of the table topic, so if you have to go heights, then you have to go by flight. So even they know that this is something which will be incredible of India, and thanks to those leaders who have fought for the independence of India, because of them now we are where we are. So taking to the next thing, understanding that how everything worked so far in the session, I would like to take opportunity to call upon our general evaluator. So I would like to hand over the stage to our general evaluator, Toastmaster Rohan. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Yogesh. This is a general evaluation session where we evaluate everything that each and every speaker who comes on the stage, who has come on the stage today, has spoken about, and evaluating the quality of the meeting of the whole. So this session has 3 segments. Firstly is the speech evaluations, which is the crux of the evaluation marathon today. Second is the auxiliary role players reports, and third is my report as the general evaluator of the overall quality of the meeting. So we first begin with the speech evaluators. Evaluators are recommended to follow the CRC or CRS approach as recommended by Toastmasters International, which is commendation, recommendation, recommendation, or summary. So this evaluators can use either of these methods to deliver the evaluations. So firstly, the first three evaluators will be evaluating Toastmaster Heshma's speech. So let me first call upon Toastmaster Vinod to deliver his evaluation.
Hi, am I audible?
Yes, Vinod.
Hi. Thank you, Toastmaster. Good evening, Madam President, Toastmaster of the Day, and fellow Toastmasters. Here I am here to evaluate Heshma, Toastmaster Heshma, for her impressive speech. The most impressive part of Toastmaster Heshma's speech was her body language. Ladies and gentlemen, you might have noticed how her body language had brought story to life. To give an example, in the start of the session, start of her speech, she changed her facial expression to express and like a frowning, where she had to question her classmate, and when she was joyous, she changed her face to like a cheerful kind of a lady. So her facial expression suit the mood of the speech. That was one of the right way to deliver a speech. And ladies and gentlemen, you all also have noticed her key message was in line with the rest of the content. I really like her speech as she took us all on a roller coaster ride from her school days to her professional career. So, but however, every cloud has a silver lining. Here are a few recommendations. Heshma, as I heard your story, I felt that your speech could have been a bit structured more. Like you've been narrating about the experience of your school, and even and suddenly you jump to a professional experience wherein you were trying to provide us an advice, and subsequently you went back to school. So there was kind of a to and fro of thoughts that leaves the audience to gauge and adjust to the situation. Rather, had you structured the speech in a fashion, it would have been a kind of a very good speech. So that's one. And somewhere I've also felt that the speech was a bit on a preachy mood than trying to educate us more on the examples. So these are the two recommendations from my side. However, to summarize, a great vocal quality and an apt body language and an exemplary effervescent enthusiasm that you brought to the entire speech. However, a kind of a structuring of the speech would have made the speech really great. Thank you. Back to you, Timur.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vinod, for such a wonderful evaluation. Can I please have on stage Toastmaster Bhavna to deliver the second evaluation for Toastmaster Ishmael?
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rohan. Good evening, everyone. There's this famous musician from the yesteryears whose name is John Lennon. He was given an assignment in school where he was asked, what do you want to become when you grow up? And his answer was, I want to be happy. The teacher said, you do not understand your assignment. And he replied, you did not understand life. This is what Toastmaster Heshma did to me. She really made an impact and made me remember this beautiful quote that I've always cherished. The best thing that I liked about Toastmaster Heshma's speech was her wonderful smile and her confidence that was exemplary. It did not seem like she was delivering her second or third speech. She already seemed or appeared to be a very confident speaker or a Toastmaster. So that is something, Toastmaster Heshma, where you could capitalize on in your further speeches. The second thing that I really liked was the fact that you incorporated your feedback from the previous project, which was part of your current project, and that is your pace. Your pace was very comfortable for the audience to actually understand what you were trying to say. The third thing that I really liked was your conviction. I could feel that this is your personal story and you were speaking with a lot of conviction, and that somehow touched me and I loved listening to your speech. Now, as much as your speech was wonderful to listen to, there are always ways where we can improve ourselves further. After all, evaluation is all about taking the next step. So first thing is, I noticed that you were kind of looking up above while you were trying to think of your points. Now, I can understand even the world champion feels nervous on stage, and that is completely all right. But there are ways that we can compose ourselves and not show it to our audience that we are feeling nervous. For example, you can probably take deep breaths and speak slower and with a smile that will help you relax. And in case you need to think about something, just be a little conscious and stare right into the eyes of your friends, someone who is closer to you, so that you don't feel nervous. And that's how you can think about your points rather than looking here and there, so that you still appear confident while delivering your speech. And the second thing that would be to make it a little dramatic. Now, it's absolutely all right if you forget a few points or slip here and there, but what is more important is to speak from your heart. That is when it really touches the audience. It doesn't matter what words you're using or how confident you're seeming. If you're sharing your story with a little bit of feel and a little bit of drama, because ultimately speaking on stage is like giving a performance. So a little bit of drama when you say, do you really think that we need to top every exam, or is it more important to feel what we are doing? Overall, you nailed it on your content and your confidence. I'm sure with these feedback, you'll do amazing in your future speeches. Thank you so much. Over to the TO Modi.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Bhavna, for a wonderful evaluation. And the final evaluator for Toastmaster Heshma's speech is Toastmaster Akansha. Can we please have her on stage?
Thank you, General Evaluator. We live only once, and if we do it right, I think once is enough. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. Today, my target speaker, Toastmaster Heshma, tried to remind us that life is not a race. It is supposed to be lived in the present with a cautious glance at future. Let me talk about things that I really liked about her speech. The first is the organization of the speech. There was a proper context setting, body, and message in her speech. She started with a situation which is quite familiar with all of us. She asked a rhetorical question right at the beginning of the speech to grab audience attention. And in the body, she spoke about instances at school and professional life. And in the end, she left us with a very powerful and poignant message saying that we should always do what our heart wants. So in terms of organization of the speech, I think it was perfectly done. The second thing that I liked about her speech was the body language. Toastmaster Heshma gave the speech standing up. There was good amount of confidence in her voice, hand movement, and also when she was speaking, there were lines on her forehead which implied that she was really deep into the conversation, into her speech. So well done on the body language as well. And the third aspect that I really liked about her speech was the message or the conclusion. She left us with a very strong call to action and a poignant message. We as an audience gave her 5 to 6 minutes, and she made sure that we leave with a food for thought. She left us with an open question. So what do you think, fellow Toastmasters? So it was quite thought-provoking. Now, to help her move in the right direction and elevate her speech to sky-high level, I have a set of suggestions for her. One is the content. Though I really loved the organization of the speech, however, I felt that content could have been more engaging or riveting. Toastmaster Heshma spoke about school awards or placements, etc. But one aspect which I felt was completely amiss was our personal life. For instance, we as an audience are probably at an average age of 30, and for us the problems are not school or our placements, but maybe entirely different. Not having a house, or getting married late, or maybe buying a car late. So these are some of the instances or anecdotes with which we relate more. So my suggestion to Toastmaster Heshma would be to tweak her speech or her anecdotes as per the audience that she's speaking to. The second suggestion that I have for her are the pauses. So pauses help audience soak in what the speaker has to say. So right amount of pauses would add drama to your speech, and I felt that Toastmaster Heshma was a tad bit faster. So when she was speaking, if there's no learning, it doesn't make sense, and it's just about numbers, she was speaking in one full flow. So right amount of pauses will help her make her speech more impressive and effective. Overall, it was a power-packed, highly engaging and well-crafted speech. Toastmaster Heshma did really well in organizing her speech, a good body language, and if she works her fingers to the bone to work on her content and having right amount of pauses, I think she'll be able to touch the right chords with the audience. Over to the general evaluator.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Kansha, for a fantastic evaluation. We now move to the evaluations for speaker number 2, which was Toastmaster Isha Khanna. So there are 3 evaluators again for Toastmaster Isha. Let me first call on stage Toastmaster Kamal to begin the evaluation marathon for Toastmaster Isha. Toastmaster Kamal.
Yeah, thank you so much. Am I audible?
Yes,
Hello.
you are. Go.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator. Good evening, fellow Toastmaster and dear guest. So the speaker done a great job. Boundaries are essential. Kudos to the speaker for the wonderful topic she has chosen. The speech was started with the questionnaire between the husband and wife was well performed. So ladies and gentlemen, there are some commendation to the speaker. The speaker well articulated the speech, 10 on 10 on that. The second one is eye contact with the camera. The speaker managed it well. Speaker was very confident throughout the speech. So kudos on that. So speaker also delivered the speech in a very good chronology. The boundaries she has mentioned was clearly understandable, but could be better if she had explained it little bit more. So there are some recommendation from my end. The angle of the camera while she was delivering his speech, there was some kind of slant position was it there was some a little slant height was made. So for that, the angle of the camera could be better if the speaker keep it little bit more higher, so it was more looks good. The second one is the speaker need to work on voice modulation little bit more. The example, mom, I do not allow anybody to interrupt in my personal life. This was the speaker how she has uh, uh, recited this phrase. So it could be better if, mom, I do not allow anybody to interrupt with my personal relationship. It could be like this. Otherwise, the speaker done a great job. The speech was very informative, and I'm much sure all the ladies and gentlemen here has enjoyed the speech. And my best wishes to the speaker for her upcoming speeches. Thank you so much. Back to you, General Evaluator. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Kamal, for a wonderful evaluation. Can I now have on the virtual stage Toastmaster Chetna, who will be delivering the second evaluation for Toastmaster Asia?
Am I audible and visible?
Yes, you are.
Great. Hi, Toastmaster Isha, and a very commendable job. You've done a great speech, and I would like to congratulate you to complete your project today. So, boundaries, yes, boundaries do define us. They define us what we are, what we do. And you started your speech really great by explaining us a scenario. And on top of it, you gave us 3-4 arguments or 3-4 possibilities, what outcome could come of that scenario. So your introduction went really well. But let me also shed some light on the things that you excelled at. First, your research was good, as in after you delivered your introduction, your scenario, then you explained us what are the different types of boundaries that anyone could encounter, and you also gave us examples on it. working from home, and all the various categories that you listed. So that was a +1 on it. Second, you did a commendable job also with the flow of your speech. Like, you had also looked into the camera, and your eye contact was really good. You had clarity in your speeches, and your research was really well. But regarding your recommendations, though it was a really well speech, there are some slight corrections that need to be there. So first of all, as Evaluator 1 told, explained us, and I would completely agree on it. Camera level, yes, on the slide. And you were also, trying to move your screen. So maybe that could also go very smoothly if you had a little planning on it. Then I think as a Toastmaster speaker, every Toastmaster speaker should have these 5 skills with us, starting with confidence, leadership, passion, and being yourself and engaging with the audience. Though your speech was very engaging and you seemed confident, but there were little factors that was still missing. So for example, I would like to shed some light upon the leadership skills. So even though you had researched really well, but the structure was missing. The conclusion, you could have ended with a quote, or maybe given us your scenarios. So I felt there could be a little more research or maybe structuring on the same. Second, I was expecting that you could also have given us your scenarios, like your boundaries. What are you bound with, and what, like explaining some examples of how are you free, or how are these scenarios setting up your boundaries. Something like anything that makes us a speaker, I think. And lastly, engagement. Yes, there was engagement, but it could have increased to a little more by more interactive content, I would say. But other than that, it was a commendable job. I'm really happy with how you researched, and for every type of boundary that you gave us, I was looking, oh my God, okay, how do we define this boundary? Oh, and then you gave us some examples on it. So it was overall a very great speech, and good luck on all your further speeches. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Chetna, for a fantastic evaluation. Can I now please have Toastmaster Nupur, who's the third and final evaluator for Toastmaster Isha, on the stage?
This is an audio and video check.
Yeah, you are audible and visible.
Great. I'll then start. Thank you so much, General Evaluator, for giving me this opportunity. Dear Toastmaster of the day, my fellow Toastmasters and guests, I am sure Toastmaster Isha's speech today left us a tad bit more wiser to where we understand what are the various types of boundaries that one should have. Boundaries, yes, an exemplary topic that was picked up by Toastmaster Isha. It was a well-researched topic, and which went right with the purpose statement that she had for her level 1 speech. A couple of things that I would really appreciate Toastmaster Isha in her speech are, the first one, stage utilization. You moved from one side to the other side, giving us a clear differentiation between who is speaking. You moved back and then you moved forward, which made us aware of the area that you have and what the stage was utilized beautifully. The second thing I would really like to mention here is the connect with the audience that you have. You engage the audience right from the start, because after all, it started from a fight between a couple. And who does not like to be part of a good fight? So all girls here went with the clothes the shopping and all boys went with the pills. So perfect connect you had there. Then let's move on to the hand gestures. Your hand gestures were beautiful. And let me just give you some examples. When you mentioned about the scenarios that could come, you mentioned the first scenario, second scenario, third scenario, and so on. Another example, you did mention like stop. So the hand gestures that you had were really engaging and made us connect. A couple of suggestions from my side, which might help you with improvement. I would not mention the camera because that's already taken. But yes, voice modulation. Your positioning was great. The voice modulation would have helped. For example, you guys are always fighting. So some facial expressions and some change in the tone would really have helped. Whatever. Again, this is just an example. I know cheat sheets are there, but reading from the laptop is something we should try to avoid. A personal connect was another thing that it would have been great. We could have just changed the story to reflect on ourselves. Like I had a fight or my sister had a fight or something like that, that would help us get a personal connect there. So all in all, a great speech. Just to summarize, perfect audience connect, stage utilization, just work on the voice modulation and the closure part as well. Give a summation to what the speech is all about. And you will do wonders. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Isha, and thank you, audience.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nupur, for a fabulous evaluation. So now that was all for the speech evaluators. We have one more evaluator who will be evaluating the table topics. Can I please have on stage Toastmaster Arjun to evaluate all the table topic speakers?
Thank you, Toastmaster Rohan. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
So what a good way to start our table topic session. So we had a Toastmaster Umar who was the table topic master for today's meeting, and the topics was pretty good, although he tried to make it easy for the speakers to by giving the topics which is very much we use in our day-to-day lives. So he tried to tweak it or twist it by using the proverbs on each and every topic. So coming to the speakers one by one. So first speaker, we had Gopal Juneja. So the topic on which he spoke was, why does an empty vessel make more noise? So the speech, so his topic was pretty good to talk about, and he started on a very good note. And I could very well understand that he was trying to give examples while he was delivering his speech, and good job on that one. So other than that, I don't have any recommendation for Gopal. So it was well structured, well on. I mean, he tried to explain the topic properly, and it was good. So our next speaker was Lavina Mittal. A journey of 1,000 miles usually made by a plane. So we know that a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. So instead of that, it was being changed to usually made by a plane. So even with this topic also, she tried to explain how we should go ahead and complete our journey. It's not that it's completed in a day. So it takes time. Whatever you are doing in life, it takes time, effort, and everything. So she tried to explain it with an example. So that was very good, and good job on that one. So next speaker, coming to Manish Gupta. One moment. So next speaker, we have Manish Gupta. So good things comes to those who wait. How would you explain that to a bachelor? So it's a very funny topic to talk on, but he managed to speak on that topic very well. He explained everything. He tried to explain, and he spoke. He tried to give an example, and he tried to speak that how good things can come to those who can wait. So not good things takes time, as we all know, and if we persevere and if we wait, definitely it's gonna give us results. So good job on that one. Coming to our next speaker, Nupur Avasti, what makes the grass on the other side greener? So she tried to explain her topic very well. I couldn't see any flaws in her in her speech. So she very well explained the topic, and she tried to give an example while speaking, and good job on that one. So next speaker was Toastmaster Isha Khanna. So if there is a will, I want to be on it. So she also did a very good job. She tried to explain her speech with earning money. So earning money is not easy. That's what she said. We need our lot of effort, lot of background work it's needed, and which is why we work hard and earn our money. So that good job in explaining your topic. So next one is Hilda Kemi, guest. If the necessity is the mother of invention, who is the father? So she tried to explain that. She tried to explain with an example that if in our households the ladies who are working, or if the mother is doing all the hard work, so the father should go out and they should also work equally in terms with the person who is in the home. So good job on that one as well. And coming to Aarti, speech, share one incident when your actions speak louder than words. So I really appreciate your experience with what you had been through in the previous year, since we were all COVID struck, and that was very good that it was a real life experience that you have had when you were working in a hospital, and it's good that you have shared your journey, and very well, it's an inspirational journey for all of us, and very good job on that one. So that's all from my end, and I would like to hand it over to our general evaluator, Toastmaster Ron. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Arjun, for going through the evaluations for the table topic speakers. Mr. Timer, can I please know if all the speech evaluators have been qualified for the voting?
Thank you, Toastmaster Rohan. All are qualified.
Thank you so much. Can we have the polls for the best evaluator?
No, I think the last two evaluators had over exceeded, right? That's what I could see in the time.
She took 3 minutes 50 seconds. Yes, I'm sorry.
Okay.
The last two evaluators.
Yeah.
So in the second evaluation, the last two evaluators have overqualified. Only one evaluator crossed the
Okay,
time.
so Toastmaster Chetna and Nupur are disqualified from the voting. Can we have the voting for the others, please?
Sure, releasing the voting for speaker one evaluators only.
Please vote for the best evaluator for speaker one.
I'm unable to see the polls. Have you launched it?
Yes, we have. If you can't see the polls, I think I suggest you message in private chat to Lipika or to me your votes, and we can count your votes.
Okay, I'll message it to you, Rohan.
Okay.
Yeah, please go ahead while the voting is going.
All right. So since we are running short on time, I'll keep my evaluation of the evaluators short and to the point. Firstly, Toastmaster Vinod, great job done with the evaluation. Not only did you present your commendations in a very structured manner, you pointed out what you noticed and supported that example. So great job done on that. Toastmaster Bhavna also did the same, and Toastmaster Bhavna also did the extra work of pointing out the speech objectives, because the speech called for improvement from the previous speech, and Toastmaster Bhavna pointed out where the speaker, how the speaker fared in that particular aspect. Toastmaster Kansha, great work done on structuring the evaluation perfectly, mentioning examples and leading to how that impacted the speech. So great job done, Toastmaster Kansha, on the speech evaluation. Just note to Vinod, Toastmaster Vinod and Akansha, also point out the project objectives and how the speaker fared in respect to the first speech that was delivered and the feedback received. So that is just one recommendation for both of you. Otherwise, amazing evaluations, all three. Coming to Toastmaster Kamal. Toastmaster Kamal, I noticed how you mentioned the commendations that eye contact was good and a couple of other points, but make sure to support that with examples saying that how was the eye contact, how did the eye contact impact the speech? That I noticed that the speaker had excellent eye contact and this showed a confidence and a command over the speech and on the stage. So always accompany your supporting examples with something that impacted the speech. So that is one recommendation for Kamal. Great structure, Kamal, and excellent job done in the evaluation. Just structure your speech structure your individual points in a very crisp manner so that the speaker gets actionable insights. Toastmaster Chetna did a great job. A couple of recommendations for Toastmaster Chetna. I noticed that she used words like I felt or it seemed like the speaker was doing. What it does is it talks about opinion rather than facts from the speech. So ideally what a speech evaluator should do is take examples from the speech by saying that I noticed that the speaker was confident because this gives more conviction and clarity to the speaker to improve upon a certain aspect in the speech. So that is one recommendation for Toastmaster Chetna. Toastmaster Nupur did a fabulous job of evaluating. She supported the examples with how that impacted the speech and listed out examples throughout her speech evaluation. So excellent job done by Toastmaster Nupur. One general recommendation that I noticed in every evaluation is I noticed that the evaluators address the speaker directly by mentioning you did this or the speaker had or I saw this in her speech. When you do her and you directly address to the speaker and alienate the audience. The purpose of this section is for everyone in the audience and other Toastmasters to learn from your evaluation. So the best way to do it is eliminate words like her, you, but address your speech evaluation as the speaker. I noticed that the speaker did this and that impacted the speech in the way. So focus on the speech rather than the speaker. That is the crux of a speech evaluation, and that is something that will include all the audience and everyone will learn from it together rather than addressing the speaker directly. All right, that's that. I'd now like to move to the auxiliary role players. Can I please have on the stage Toastmaster Lipika, virtual goodie master for today's meeting, Toastmaster Lipika.
Sure, thank you, General Evaluator. So with constraint of time, let me at least quickly cover some of the quizzes and let me see how actively you were listening throughout the meeting. So starting with first question. So one of the table topic speakers said she worked in a COVID care hospital just after her treatment for how many nights and how many hours? How many nights and how many hours?
48 hours.
No.
12 hours.
12 hours is correct. And nights?
6 nights.
Nope.
It was 5 nights and 12
5
hours,
nights.
right?
5
Yes.
nights.
5 nights and 12 hours. Correct.
Okay, 5.5 days.
Okay. So moving next, where do you check review before buying anything? This was again a part of one of the table topic speaker. Which social media he or she highlighted?
YouTube.
Yes, absolutely correct. Okay, so I see Toastmaster Vinod coming in. Okay, what was Jenny's mom name in second speech? What was Jenny's mom name in second speech?
We can ask her.
That she will say after we try answering. Any guesses? Okay, so there was no name. Okay, she referred as Jenny's mom only. There was no name uh, given to that role player. Okay. John Lennon, who shared this name? Which speaker shared this name? I'll refer- Yes, absolutely correct. Okay. And let me see. So what is material boundary example shared? So there was a, in one of this speech, there was the speaker talked about material boundary. So which example did she refer to? What is
Work
material?
from home.
No. There was a specific example to this.
Which is not immaterial.
Wow. The example I'm asking. Any other guesses?
Maybe building construction material. Just kidding.
So this was about a book. So if you have given someone a book, the book should be returned back in the same way it was, not in any as in any other form or format, as in tearing. If you're not, maybe if it is binding, if it is not in the same particular manner. So materialistic, it's like whatever is given, the same, it has to be written in the same manner, without as in the look, and the material should be as intact as it was previously when it was handed over. And maybe last part, life is not a race. This proverb was used by which speaker? Life is not a race.
Heshma.
Yes. So that's it from my side. Thank you, and over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Lipika, and for sharing such interesting questions. I'd now like to call on the R counter, Toastmaster Zakaria, to deliver his R counter report, please.
Thank you, General Evaluator Rohan. I'll quickly jump into my report first before sharing my overall thoughts. I'll start with the Sergeant at Arms. Toastmaster Harish used 2 hours, nothing else. Coming to the President Toastmaster Lipika, she used 1 hour, 1 hour, 3 source. And I'm also combining both the parts where she spoke as a president and also as an active listener. She also used 1 filler word, which is probably. Coming to TM Modi Yogesh, she used 3 hours and 5 source, 1 but, that's about it. Coming to you, Toastmaster, General Evaluator Toastmaster Rohan, used unintentional sounds, used 2 hours and 1 so. Coming to the auxiliary role players, I'll start with the timer Venkat. Venkat used 1 sound. Grammarian Sheena used 1 so. R counter myself used a lot of filler words in my initial thing. I didn't keep a tab. Active listener Lipika already mentioned. Coming to the speakers, starting with Toastmaster Heshma, used 1 R sound and 2 so's. Toastmaster Isha in her speech used 1 R sound and 3 so's, and 1 filler word, which is basically. Coming to the evaluators, first we'll start with Toastmaster Vinod. Use 2 R sounds, 1 2 so's, and that's about it. Bhavna was exemplary, did not use any filler words or crutches. Coming to Toastmaster, next evaluator, Akanksha used 2 R's and 3 so's. Toastmaster Kamal used 1 R sound and 4 so's. Toastmaster Chetna used 1 R sound, 2 R's, and again, if I have to point out, most of the filler, the culprit when it comes to filler word is the word so. So was used 4 times by Toastmaster Chetna and 2 times by Toastmaster Nupur. And Toastmaster Arjun, even though in his evaluation he was very exhaustive and gave a very compelling evaluation, almost every sentence started with the word so. So he used more than 10 times, and he also used 6 sounds. Table topics, starting with table topic master Umar, used 1 R sound and 3 well. The filler word well was used 3 times. And Toastmaster, the table topic speakers, Toastmaster Gopal used 2 buts. Toastmaster Lavina used 1 basically, which was a filler word. Both Toastmaster Manish and Nupur during the table topics, they were exemplary again. did not use any filler word or unintentional sounds. Toastmaster Isha used one filler word, which was so. Toastmaster Aarti used one R sound and two so's. So that's about it. If I have to talk about my overall feeling and evaluation about this, I would say that yeah, like the filler word which has been used most often is the word so, and it also happens that every time a speaker starts speaking, they start with the word so. So if we can kind of notice that and improve upon it, even in our daily lives when we speak in our normal conversations also, that is probably an area where we can improve. So there is always, every cloud has a silver lining, and this is one point that we can take back with us. And practice always makes us perfect. So keep doing this. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Rohan.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Zakaria, for such an exhaustive report. Now coming to the grammarian for today's meeting, Toastmaster Sheena, can we have on stage to deliver her report, please?
Good afternoon, everyone. All the speakers were commendable. Almost all of them, all of the Toastmasters used the word of the day and the idiom of the day. I'll just name them. So Toastmaster Yogesh used the word of the day 2 times and idiom of the day 1 time. Our counter Zakaria used 2 times word of the day and 1 time idiom of the day. Speaker Heshma used word of the day once and idiom of the day once. Then Nupur used idiom of the day once. Toastmaster Vinod used word of the day once and idiom of the day once. Toastmaster Bhavna used word of the day once. Then Toastmaster Chetna used word of the day twice, and again Toastmaster Nupur used. So basically Toastmaster Nupur used 3 times overall the word of the day. For the good words that were used, some of the words were gimmicks, stalwarts, connote, impulsive, fight rather than flight, crux, command over the speech or stage, alienate the audience, capitalize further in life, use a rhetorical question, riveting, fingers to the bone, you will do wonders in life, quick and persevere. Some usage of English language which can be improved further is, so take positively, we can rather say take them positively or in a positive manner. That also given, that also gave. Take that girl on your shoulder, and instead you can say took the girl on your shoulder. The topper student was used many times. Instead you can say elite student or excellent student. You need to be known. So better way can be you have to be recognized or you need to be recognized. Same way you have given it. You can say, rather say in its original shape or form, has to do marriage. Instead you can say has to get married. Use it for a long time. Use it continuously. Get or attain the necessities. Instead you can say fulfill the necessity. Start of the speech. Instead you can say the beginning of the speech. Sentence was used, camera was at slant height. You can rather say the position of the camera was slanted or tilted. Did a good research on the topic. Instead you can say well researched topic. Topic to talk on. Instead you can say topic to talk about. And there was repetitive use of good job. Rather you can say commendable job or a great job. Sorry if I missed out on some people for the word of the day and idiom of the day. I tried to keep the track. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sheena, for a fantastic grammarian report. Quickly moving on to the timer for today, Toastmaster Venkat to deliver the timer report.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rohan.
Toastmaster Venkat. Thank you.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay. So today's speakers, Heshma took 6 minutes 22 seconds and Isha took 6 minutes 50 seconds, and both are qualified. And from the table topic, Gopal took 1 minute 56 seconds. Lavina took 1 minute 23 seconds. Manish took 2 minute 18 seconds. Nupur took 2 minute 9 seconds. Isha took 1 minute 35 seconds. Hilda took 1 minute 17 seconds. Arti took 2 minute 5 seconds. All participated in the table topic was qualified. In the evaluation session, Toastmaster Vinod 2 minute 34 seconds. Bhavana 3 minute 19 seconds. Akansha 3 minute 6 seconds. Kamal 2 minute 50 seconds. Chetana 3 minute 33 seconds. Nupur 3 minute 50 seconds. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Venkat, for your timer report. Can we have the voting for best auxiliary role play, please, before we move ahead? Okay, till you all are voting, I'll quickly run through my evaluation of the meeting as a whole. The Sergeant-at-Arms Toastmaster Harish opened the meeting very enthusiastically and energetically and set the tone for the meeting in a very positive manner. He recited the mission statement and the housekeeping rules in a very clear and concise way for everyone to understand. So great job done, Toastmaster Harish. Presiding officer for today, Toastmaster Lipika, introduced her role and Toastmasters to the audience since there were no guests, so the introduction wasn't necessary. So the Toastmaster Lipika introduced the meeting theme, which was the evaluation marathon, and set the tone for the meeting and introduced the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Yogesh. Toastmaster Yogesh talked about the purpose of evaluation and asked the audience for their thoughts on evaluation, which was a great start to the meeting theme. And I love the way the Toastmaster of the day highlighted stories throughout his time as Toastmaster of the day, from Ramayana to other stories between sessions. So that was a way to add more enthusiasm and energy into the meeting. So I commend the Toastmaster of the day for doing that. One recommendation for the Toastmaster of the day is, when introducing the prepared speakers, the standard convention is for the Toastmaster of the day to introduce the speaker by mentioning the Toastmaster speech title Toastmaster. This ideally should be done by the Toastmaster of the day rather than the speech evaluators. So that is something that the Toastmaster of the day can do, because when the Toastmaster of the day introduces the speaker in this way, that is the cue for the speaker to come on the stage and start speaking. So just one recommendation for the Toastmaster of the day. Coming to the table topic master, Toastmaster Umar did a fabulous job as table topic master. Great topic selection, very interesting topics overall, and great job done, table topic master. He talked about the importance of table topics and introduced the speaker in the standard speaking introduction convention. So great job done there. Now we're done with the auxiliary role plays, so I'll evaluate the auxiliary role plays quickly. Toastmaster Lipika had a great set of questions, both easy and something that made us all think. So great combination of questions presented. Toastmaster Zakaria had a very comprehensive counter report. He listed out specifically R's, and filler words for each speaker who came on the stage. So great job done there. The grammarian did a fantastic job. I noticed her virtual background, which highlighted the word of the day, which encouraged everyone to look at it and use it throughout the meeting. So great job done there. She also mentioned the good usage and highlighted the name of the speaker, but also highlighted the not so good usage without mentioning the name of the speaker. So that was excellently done. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sheena. Coming to the timer, Toastmaster Venkat, a great job done on delivering the report of each and every speaker on the stage. So that's all for my report. The meeting started on time and there were no disturbances during the meeting. The meeting was very well handled. So excellent job done on the tech handling side of the meeting. With that, I conclude my general evaluation. I envy both the speakers because they all had three evaluations. Normally we only have one. So great job done on presenting different points of view, different perspectives of the evaluators. With that, I hand over the stage to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Yogesh.
Wonderful, wonderful, very wonderful, Toastmaster Rohan. Thank you for a great evaluation overall for the speakers and other role takers of this meeting. This is in fact wonderful way by which two teams or two different Toastmaster groups have collaborated today, and we seen a great representation and great learning skills from each one of us. I hope every one of you have learned at least something from other Toastmaster group as well as the people from that group. Then again, a short story going towards the end of the session. When I was doing my engineering, interestingly, one of my teacher came to me and asked, Yogesh, your talent is of no use. And I was like, what? I mean, you're speaking nice, you have good stage courage, but it is not of any use. And I said, why are you saying so, sir? I mean, anything I did wrong or what happened? And he said, look, and that time I was talking in Marathi specifically. I was not speaking in English that fluently. So he said, you are an engineer student. You are going to definitely work for a company. And I am sure that those will have customers across the globe. And if you speak in Marathi, it will not be of any use to them. So, in case you want to talk with them or interact with them, you should speak the language everyone knows. So the intention of this short story is something like I would like to share with everyone why we enforce in Toastmasters clubs to speak in international language, that is English, and get mastery over it, because every one of us wants to go ahead and excel into it. Although some clouds may have silver lines to it, but there are bright clouds and bright sunny rays across there. So you never know, get excelled every time opportunity comes to your way. And I think this is the great platform to cherish that. With that, I would like to conclude today's meeting. Thank you, everyone. I mean, you all have done a really wonderful job, and those who have been a patient listener also did a very well job. So that's important, because we should know that there is someone who is listening to us. Toastmaster Lipika has really tested us, but jokes apart, it was a wonderful session. Thank you, everyone. Handing over stage to our Madam President, Toastmaster Lipika.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Yogesh. But now I will hand it over to the Toastmasters of Delhi presiding officer. So the president is currently not available. So Rohan will be the presiding officer and we'll hand it over to him. Over to you, Rohan.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Lipika and Toastmaster Yogesh. This was a fantastic meeting in collaboration between Kharadi Toastmasters and Toastmaster Delhi. So amazing meeting, and learned a lot from all of you. So before we proceed, I'd like all of you to vote for the best role player. So that we make the certificates. All right, in the meantime, can we have feedback from the guests, please, in the meeting? Roshan, can we have some feedback on what you thought of the meeting and your general views? Yeah. Roshan, are you there? Roshan,
Wait. Okay.
Okay, are there any other guests in the meeting?
There is a little guest, I guess. So Roshan is managing that little guest.
I'm sorry.
So Roshan, can you introduce yourself, because I think you joined a bit after the introduction. So can we have your introduction, please, and what do you think of the meeting so far?
Yeah, you all are well done. Yeah, I'm not open my video. I'm not in a proper attire. So wonderful to be with you. I think every one of you really done well, and today's meeting is so informative, and I learned a lot about those because I'm representing Matra Toastmasters Club from Sri Lanka. So get to know about all of you. I think you are from Delhi, or?
Yeah, so this is a joint meeting between Toastmaster Delhi and Kharadi Toastmasters.
All right. I think because of this quarantine situation, we were able to joining with a lot of Toastmasters Club via Zoom meeting. So this was a great opportunity for me to connect with you, and I think I am participating a lot of Toastmasters Club with India. So this was a very great thing, and you all done well. And I was connected in, from the beginning, and now I'm looking for the up to your ending. I'm being with you and happy to be with you, and I got a lot from you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Roshan. It was great to have you in the meeting today, and do keep joining our meetings. Thank you so much for coming in today.
Yeah,
and we hope to
yeah,
attend your
welcome.
meeting soon as well.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Right. Do we have any other guests in the meeting? Okay, so now it's results time.
Life is a rat race.
Any guesses? Sorry?
Life is a rat race.
Any guesses for the best auxiliary role players?
Grammarian?
TM Umar.
Umar was the role player.
Okay.
A cheese roll? No.
Toastmaster Lipika.
Who said that? Who said that?
This is Yogesh.
Yogesh, you are right. It's Toastmaster Lipika. Congratulations.
Woo!
Yogesh is right. Who's left?
Who was that?
Best table topic speaker. Any guesses?
Oh, that is
So many, all amazing speakers.
Maybe Nupur. I think maybe.
Okay, any more guesses? There were so many speakers.
Kanchan?
It's Toastmaster Nupur. Congratulations.
Woo!
Best evaluator. This is tough.
Akanksha. I think Akanksha. Maybe.
Yeah, Akansha. Even I think so.
Okay, it's for the first speaker, it's Toastmaster Bhavna. Congratulations. He's not in the meeting, but we'll send her the certificate. And the second speaker is Toastmaster Kamal. We didn't have voting because the other two speakers got disqualified. They're the evaluators. Best role player. Any guesses?
Rohan.
Okay, I won't make you guess. It's me because thank you. Best speaker. Any guesses?
Isha.
Isha.
I mean, both were good, but still feel Isha.
Toastmaster Heshma, congratulations.
Woo!
Thank you so much, team.
All right, so we'll distribute the certificates after the meeting to all the concerned winners. So with that, thank you so much, everyone. This was such a fantastic meeting and collaboration between our two clubs. And it was amazing to meet you all. And Lipika is hinting towards a screenshot. So if you all could switch on
You're
your
taking from the
photo,
mobile.
okay.
You can take a screenshot.
Yeah, you can
No?
take, yeah. So everyone, if you could please switch on your videos and
maybe-
we'll take a photo and a screenshot both.
Maybe Lipika is taking selfie, no issues.
No, I remember
Don't worry,
last
my
time
phone will not be
also, last
visible
time
at all.
also we came for meeting. I saw Lipika is always with her phone.
Oh my.
No, that was only in the meeting when it gets over, because generally I forget. People remind
Okay.
me to take a photo. Okay, so
Okay, everyone
please.
could please switch on your videos, please. Kamal, Vinod, Manish, Chetna.
Kamal करते हैं Kamal. And Manish. And
Roshan.
Chetna Daswani.
Smile,
Okay,
everyone.
we'll take.
They are getting ready for the picture actually, so that's why they are not.
Okay, so on the note of 3.
Smile, everyone. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Done. Thank you.
Done.
Stop the recording.